Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Brenda La Stella. I am a YogaFaith trainer. Today's class is for the lower back. We're going to get length through the lumbar spine and the low back, specifically the quadratus muscle. Now, I'm going to turn to the side. The quadratus muscle runs from the upper lumbar spine all the way down inside the iliac, or this is your ilium bone. That's part, you have two, and it makes this crest, or the flare, or the width of your hips. And that muscle attaches on the inside. And a lot of times, and when that's pulling, it can feel like it's on the outside, which we call referred pain, but it's actually happening on the inside of that bone. And it's not easily palpable. In other words, as a form of massage therapist, it's not easy to get in there and manipulate that particular muscle. It can be done, but it's a lot of work. That's what deep tissue massage therapy is for. But through yoga postures, we can lengthen and strengthen that muscle group. And this is so important, especially since many of us sit for work. We sit behind computers. We sit for many, many different reasons, but especially in our society today and how life is done. It's a lot through computers, like you are right now on your computer or phone watching this class. And I have been earning my degree in ministry, and so I've been sitting a lot. So I need this just as much as you do. We're all, and we need to get out of that stagnant state, because that's where everything starts to shrink and crush down. And that's what's happening, is this shortening and tightening, because we're not really, and you may be the kind of person that, we don't sit like yoga posturing sitting when we're sitting at work or at school. We're doing this. We got this going on. This going on. We're not, there's this sinking that happens, or you may be favoring one side over another when you're sitting. So if you're sitting more to one side, that's going to hike up and tighten the opposite side of your lower back, of that quadratus muscle. So please use discretion. If you have a lot of inflammation and you're in a lot of pain, I highly recommend, before you do this practice, if it's very much inflamed, like it's on fire, I highly recommend either cold shower or an ice bath, or put ice packs on that area. But an ice bath is going to get the whole of all that muscle, including all the deep lateral rotators that can get inflamed because they're compensating for the lower back. Okay, so if you have a lot of inflammation, maybe wait to do this class after, because you're going to bring a lot of heat into the back. And if you're already inflamed, that's going to work against you, not for you. Bring that inflammation down first, then come back and you can practice this class. That is my wisdom as a massage therapist to you, because actually former massage therapist. That is from my training. And I thank God that I have that foundational wisdom that translates into how I deliver to you good instruction and good understanding of when is the right time to practice. It's definitely not when you're really in a lot of heat and a lot of inflammation in the muscles. You want that inflammation to recede to where it's not on fire before you do any workout. Now, can walking or doing some kind of physical activity help alleviate? Yes. And a lot of times our minds are over focusing. Like if you've got a lot of inflammation in the neck and your neck's hurting, we tend to overthink and we tend to send more focus there in not a good way. And it's good to go and do something that will get you out away from that. And that will, and believe it or not, moving your mind away from what is inflamed and hurting can actually calm it. Go and do something else that can bring the body into balance. Okay, so we're going to balance out through the lower back, get that length back, and hopefully alleviate any tightness that you're experiencing, which many of us struggle with. And this class is less expensive than a massage therapist. You will need 2 blocks for this class. So we're going to start lying on our backs, knees bent, feet on the floor. And as you let your bones make contact with the earth, which if you notice in my classes, in my instruction, I refer to bones because the bones are your framework. And if we go from the framework and aligning the frame that God built every other part of you around. When we align bones, that structure, everything else starts to come into alignment. So check in. Is your tailbone rolled up? Roll that tailbone toward the front edge of your mat. Are your feet, are your knees kind of hanging out to the sides, or are they in line with your hip bones? Touch your hip bones. Those are called anterior superior iliac spines. These are bony landmarks. I also was before I was a massage therapist, I was an x-ray tech. It was all about the bones. And these are bony landmarks that we learned because they help an x-ray technician line up the body, we call it collimate, for centering. And it's the center line from that you can draw for evenness. And you can feel that evenness, that getting the hip bones even comes from the back line of the body, the sacrum. Is your sacrum leaning to one side or the other? Knees one side to the other will bring that out of alignment. We want to bring it into alignment. Now, place the palms of your hands against right at the base of the thigh bone and right at the hip crease, and isometrically press, bringing traction for the lower spine. You might even feel that width of the lower back opening. Don't over muscle Bring belly to spine. Inhale. Exhale. Bring belly down to spine. Bring lower front ribs down. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the belly in. Bring the sides of the belly in, the sides of the ribs in. Inhale. Exhale. Now, some of you may already experience like, oh, I feel length happening, and you need to press into, you can press into the elbows and keeping the hips where they are, you can reset your ribs down. Bring the left ankle on top of the right knee, opening up through the hip. Press the knee away. Keeping the hips even, bring that right knee with the ankle cross toward your chest. Keep, if your tailbone rolled up, roll that tailbone back down, and maybe hold with the right hand behind the right thigh and press away, left hand to left knee. Breathe. Exhale, release. Both feet to the floor. Bring both hands to the thighs again. Reset, traction. Make sure your chin is perpendicular to the ceiling. Your eyes are looking, gaze is straight up, and you can close your eyes if you want. If you get a better felt sense, cross right ankle over left knee, pressing that and keep the inner ankle and the foot flexed. Right knee pressing away, and then using the strength of your abs, bring that left knee toward the chest. Make sure you don't rock from one side to the other, that you keep a nice flat foundation, strong foundation through that sacrum. And remember, you can press away on that right knee with the right hand as you draw in with the left hand on the back of the left thigh. And breathe. Release. Knees to nose, curl in, and then roll back and come up, and then roll through to lie on your belly. Come to lie on your belly. Make a pillow out of your hands and lay your forehead on your hands. Maybe draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. And feel for the feet. Bring the feet. Just now you're using your mind to visualize the back line. And you'll be able to feel heels should be in line with the sit bones. And if you need to, feel where your sit bones, or if you need to come up and look back, or my heels in line with my sit bone. And if your feet, if you don't have that flexibility for the pointing of the feet, you can roll up a towel and place it underneath the feet. Keep the tops of the big toes pressing into the mat. Inhale, lift the head and come into Sphinx, bringing elbows under shoulders. Pressing the tops of the feet down, spread the toes open. Feel for the inner thighs lifting up in space. Root the tailbone down and isometrically drag those elbows toward the hips to lengthen out. Maybe you shift from side to side, presenting the heart forward. You can turn your head from side to side and then release. Lower the body to the floor. You can bring your head to your hands, or if you want to come, just turn your head to one side and have your arms down by your sides. If that's more comfortable for you, that is fine. We're going to work through a series of cobras and locust to strengthen the back line of the body. A lot of times when the back is tight, we want stretch. But what we really need is strength. Our constant sitting and our poor posture is not engaging the back line of the body. And so we need to engage the whole back line of the body, those rector spinae muscles, in order to begin to lengthen out of the lower back. So bringing hands next to the chest, elbows in toward the midline, in toward the ribs. Keep the forehead on the floor. Inhale, lift the chest with the breath, and then press into the hands. Keep the head in line with the back, and then lower. Notice we are not going into a full cobra. We're just lifting with the breath. Inhale. And almost drag isometrically with those hands toward the back edge of your mat. Lower on the exhale. Inhale, elbows in close. And exhale, lower. You may, bringing the feet in toward one another, lift the back of the legs using the strength of the back of the hamstrings and the glutes, and lift the hands up, back line of the body up, collarbones wide, shoulder blades pressing toward one another. Back of the head is in line with the spine. Lower. If you would like to clasp your hands, holding and lifting. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lower. When you're in locust, really squeeze the inner thighs toward one another while lifting them up in space. It'll open up the width of your lower back, your hips. That pelvic girdle across the back will open up. Clasp the hands if that's what you prefer. I encourage you to clasp the hands opposite thumb on top. That just brings balance for the mind. Lifting, breathing. Really get long from the crown of the head. Draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. Release. Turn the head the opposite way. Breathe down the back line of the body. We're going to do that one more time, clasping the hands. Inhale, lift. Pull belly to spine on the exhale. Inhale. On the next exhale, lower and relax. Rock the hips side to side. Breathe into the back line of the body. Bring hands under the chest and come up into a tabletop. Now you want to make sure that you definitely have, we're going to do bird dog. And if you aren't familiar with bird dog, pull the belly up, send the left leg behind you, tuck the left toes. This will help you, or right toes. Tuck the right toes. This will help you pull the belly into the spine and stretch that right arm forward. Inhale. Exhale, round the back, knee to nose. Inhale. Keep the head in line with the spine. Exhale. Inhale. Lengthen. Exhale. Curl. And then replace hand and knee. Inhale. You can cat, cow, and cat. Neutral spine. Pull the belly in. Send that right leg back in space. Left toes are tucked. Send the left arm forward. Inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. And replace hands and feet. You can flatten out the feet, come to sit on the heels, circle out the wrists, breathe. And then when you're ready to curl the toes, place the hands square for the index fingers are perpendicular to the front edge of your mat, and come into downward facing dog. Feet are hip distance apart. Shorten your stance, please. If your heels do not ground down onto the mat, a shorter stance. Or if you need to use blocks to achieve, that might help you. Each person is different. Blocks are extraneous to my body, does not allow me the depth that I need. But I have extra long arms. If your arms tend to be shorter, that's why. So I want to show you something. If you notice my tabletop, it looks like I don't have a flat back because my arms are so much longer than my body is. You may be more like this because your arms are the length of your body, the length it should be. Okay. Feet together, come forward like a wave into a plank, lower, cobra. Curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Really get long from the shoulders to the hips. sending the inner thighs back in space. Roll forward like a wave, plank, lower chaturanga, cobra, downward facing dog. Right shin forward and down for pigeon. I know it's early, so if you need a block under your hip, under your right hip, please use it for support. Maybe you only need a folded blanket. When you're ready, you can come forward and down onto the elbows only. Keep the spine nice and long. Think tail to crown. Evening out the hips. Don't be leaning to one side or the other. And when you're ready, tent the right fingers out to the outside of that right knee. Place the left hand on top of that kneecap, pressing down. Extend the spine away and twist slightly to the right. Drawing that right hip back and down as you extend the crown away out of the bowl of the pelvis. Inhale. Exhale, undo that. Place the hands, come back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Find some stillness. On the next exhale, bring that left shin forward and down, pigeon. So notice that I like to walk my back leg back, sit myself down slowly, and then come to the elbows. I like to keep on my back toes, like to keep them tucked, just creates more stability for the alignment. Tail to crown is long. Bring the fingertips out to the outside of that left knee. Right hand cups around the left knee. Lengthening away, crown away from the bowl of the pelvis. Turn the chest. Breathe. This is very strong and dynamic, I know. Smile. Inhale. Exhale, unwind. Placing the hands forward. Come up into downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Swivel the hips some. And then really get long in your down dog. Your right foot forward, left knee down, low lunge. Really root down, so we're more up. Really root down through the tailbone, down through the sit bones, and raise the arms and lift the body up out of that foundation. Exhale, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, or left foot forward, right knee down. Low lunge, inhale. Rooting the tailbone down, lift the body up out of that bowl of the pelvis. They're your roots. It's your pot and your roots. Come back, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, left knee down, low lunge. Grab the blocks Send the hips back for a hamstring stretch. Root down through the tailbone. Lift the body up out of the pelvis. Fold. Really dig that heel down. Keep that knee soft. And think about the center line. Don't fold from the face. Fold from the middle. Come up and come back to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Bring that left foot forward, right knee down, low lunge. Have your blocks ready. On the next exhale, grab the blocks for a hamstring stretch. Rooting down through the tail, get the spine nice and long. Thighs are hugging towards center line. And then fold. From the middle, not the face. Maybe close the eyes to feel. Lengthening the spine a little bit more and more. Inhale, come up and come to downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Lower chaturanga. Cobra or up dog if it's there for you. And downward facing dog. And in this down dog, really feel for getting length through the side body. Bring the right foot forward. Turn and ground the back foot. Warrior two. Heel to arch alignment. Tailbone is rooted down. Spine is long. Collarbones are wide. On the next exhale, come into side angle, bringing that tailbone toward that back heel. So you're really grounded down. Notice I'm getting nice and long through the left side of my body. I'm not concerned about how far I get. I want to get nice and long. Now I want to pull that right sit bone up underneath me. Inhale, come up, straighten that front leg, pop that back foot in a little bit, and have a block, triangle. And then triangle, feel for the inner thigh spinning back, moving back in space. Tailbone moves toward the back edge of the mat. And spine reaches out and away. Maybe feel for a little more length through that right side of the body. Inhale, come up. Turn the right foot forward. Let's take a forward fold. Holding onto the hips. Hinge forward. Touch the earth. One forward fold. Inhale. Exhale. Notice my legs are not super wide. I'm just hanging the spine. Let the crown reach toward the floor. Inhale, come up, flat back, rise all the way up. Turn those left toes out, coming into warrior two. heel to arch alignment. Smile. I hope it's already feeling better for you and that through that quadratus and getting this length. Come, bring elbow to knee and get nice and long. So sit bone, hip and sit bone and tailbone is going to move toward, and I'm going to turn this way so you can see. So a lot of times I see people in this and their tailbone's over here. You want your tailbone in line with that back heel. And then you can turn the chest up and lengthen out of the bowl of the pelvis, pressing through both feet. Get nice and long. Come up for triangle, grab a block. Feet are about 3 feet apart. Unless your legs are much shorter, maybe you need a little bit less. Tailbone moves toward the back edge of the mat. Inner thighs are moving back in space. I'm feeling for my spine lengthening out of the bowl of the pelvis. Inhale, come up. And then move your blocks out of the way. Come back, downward facing dog. Swivel the hips. And then bring the right shin forward and down for pigeon. Again, feel for rooting through the sit bone, through the tailbone as you square off the hips. There's this hugging action toward midline. Keep the back toes tucked and lift the back leg through the inner thigh. That helps bring everything into alignment. You can place it back down. And when you're ready, I like to take for this resting pigeon, you can flatten out the back toes if you like. I like to take a block for this one. It keeps the back of the neck long so that I don't cave. And what I mean by cave is drop the head and hang out. I want to keep the integrity since we've been working on lengthening out of the back, especially out of the low back, lengthening the spine. I want to keep my head in line with my spine. And the block is a great way to do that. Placing your forehead on the block. And just breathe. Relax the jaw, relax the face. The majority of the work is done. Inhale, come up. Downward facing dog. This time you can bring that leg up behind you, turn and open the hip, maybe circle out that hip. Square the hips, bring that foot down. And on your next exhale, send that left shin forward and down for pigeon. Same cueing. Trust yourself that you don't need me to just do the same thing, cued on the one side. If you feel, something sticky still, maybe work to even it out. Relax the jaw, relax the face. Inhale, come up and just bring that, rock over to the left side, bring that leg around, lie on your back. Happy baby. Holding the outer edges of the feet, elbows are on the inside of the legs. Roll that tailbone toward the front edge of your mat. If happy baby is not accessible for you, then you're just holding the knees, roll, do same cue, keep that tailbone rolling forward for the front edge of your mat. We're just opening up a little bit deeper into the hips. If you want to take one leg straight without rocking or leaning to the one side. We're extending the leg out of the pelvis, not rolling. Final breath and happy baby. Bring knees to nose. Hold it. And on the exhale, send the legs out, send the arms out. Relax. Let the front line of your body relax down for Shavasana. Maybe move the shoulder blades away from the ears. 1 minute of quiet. Rest. When we rest, we seal the work. The work has an end. And at the end is rest. When you're ready, you can begin to wiggle the toes and the fingers. Bend the knees, rock them side to side a little bit. Nothing dramatic, just easy. Rolling to one side, making a pillow out of your bicep. Pause, breathe. And on your next inhale, press yourself up to seated. Bring hands to heart. Thank you for practicing with me. May God bless you. May this practice be something that you can come back to over and over and over again. So keeping that back strong and long so that you can continue to do all that God has purposed for your life. And God bless you. I'll see you again soon.